everyone, it's Mara Allard of Wind, Water, and Wisdom, and I just got back from a walk, and I thought before all my thoughts were gone, I would get on and do a little video. And on my walk, I asked if there was any wisdom the trees, the energy of the trees could share with me. And they did. They shared that what I seek, I can find in them. And when I thought about that for a few minutes, that was simple enough, it's like, that's what I aspire to be. Grounded, rooted in our day-to-day reality, but tall and sturdy, and then soaring towards the sky, towards the heavens, towards the universe, and getting that information filtered through from other sources, angels, guides, elementals like the trees, being able to connect with them. That's what I feel my purpose is. That's things that lights me up, that gets me excited. But how do you get to just be, how do you get there? How do you get to the place where you're like, I just want to be grounded, sturdy, centered, and then also shooting up? Because it takes work to get to that place where you can be really confident and trusting. And I did a workshop, I presented at a workshop today for a bunch of women in the community, and I talked about all the parts of ourselves, all the different pieces and components that I know, at least for me, for the longest time, I kept them separate, in separate like pots or containers, but I didn't see them all as the whole me. So for example, oh, that tricky childhood with no friends and, you know, a struggling mom with some mental illness, we'll put that over here. Okay, how about the divorce and the custody battle, we'll put that over here. Oh, the 7 years of alcoholism, definitely don't want to look at that, that's over here. Oh, the job you walked out on, that's over here. All of these things were like, oh, that has shame, that has guilt, could have done that better. And so I kept them separate. And it wasn't until I decided, or recognized, I don't think I decided, I recognized that all those parts of me that I thought were mishandled or broken or shameful were vital to the woman I became and are becoming and will still evolve into. It's never going to end. But when I embraced them and could look at them with empathy and compassion and love, especially love, I began to heal. And all I did was take that, go back in time to, you know, a 10-year-old who didn't have any friends and who acted out just for any attention. And like, I imagined giving her a big hug. I imagined telling her that she did the best she could with what limited knowledge she had, that she was worthy of being liked. But she didn't know it. You know, when I left my marriage in a big, huge mess, I didn't know how to leave with grace and dignity. I do now. I would know how to do that now, but I didn't. I didn't know. So I had to go back to that 30-year-old woman and be like, I understand why you did what you did, because you didn't know any better. And that's okay. I still love you. And I learned so much about that process. I now know that if I had to leave a hard situation, I would do it with grace and dignity. When I had to look at my addiction, I had to look at that piece of me and say, she was broken. And she didn't know how to handle the pain, so she numbed herself, because she didn't feel seen. And I had to hug her and love her. And now I can look at all those pieces as whole, as one. And then that leads to realizing that I can be this sturdy version of myself, not based in fear or guilt or shame, but proud of myself, loving myself, feeling worthy. So if you're feeling that your life is segmented still, lean into that time period just a little and bring back that version of yourself and give them a little love. Tell them they did the best they could, and accept that version of yourself as part of the current version of yourself that is evolving constantly. Have a great day.